Win. Hello. We will be doing a draft analysis of this export league for the USDL. I am Maki, if you've not heard my voice before. Hi, this is me, and this is my good friend.
I'm Maki's #1 fan.
And that he is. So,
He's gonna win.
I hope. So, do you want to start us off here?
Sure. All the other teams are bad. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, and that's in recording. Alright, so we have the West Texas
West.
Torteros.
Yeah.
Got a lot of defoggles, but no spinners.
Got a lot of. He's only got. Oh, he's got a record with it. He would want a spinner.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, his team's kind of fast. Does he really need a sticky web? This isn't like a screams. I need a sticky web.
I
So
mean, it's nice to have, but
guess.
I mean, we got one, two, three, four things breaking 100.
Wait, does he have only 9 Pokemon? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
He's missing
9.
2. Yeah.
Man.
Well, Halucha, Tapu Koko's mean, and it always will be.
Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. It's probably going to be coming most weeks on most Pokemon that aren't like Tapu Lele.
He's got a
I mean,
belly drummer.
the problem with having 9 Pokemon is you're bringing 6 out of 9. You're bringing over half your team every week, and it's going to be really easy to prep for because you're not trying to predict,
Mm-hmm.
12, 13 Pokemon. You're only predicting 6 out of 9.
Mm-hmm.
So this person. Oh,
You're good. I clicked the wrong tab.
this person's going to struggle every week because whoever fights this person is going to be really prepared every week to fight this team.
Do you like the Mega Metacham here?
Now that I think about it, that's probably what sticky webs are for because base 100 speed, isn't really going to be sweeping an entire team.
Yeah.
But then again, since he doesn't have a rapid spinner,
A lot of
he's just got to accept the fact that his opponent's going to be putting up T spikes or he's going to spikes or stealth rocks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's a trade off.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really think I like the Fairy Steel Dragon Core here with Kogo, Steelix, and Noivern. Like Coco's great, but Steelix and Noivern?
I think Dwarven's fine. Steelix not so much because Mega Steelix is fine.
Well, Mega Steelix is one of my favorite Megas, but Steelix, it feels like to me he's just here to be a Stealth Valko and to have a Steel type.
It's here as his only form of like bulk.
Yeah.
Because Silvally can be tanky. I like Type Null better.
I also like Type Null
Force
better.
Walls.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's going for a hyper offense team.
I mean, yeah, definitely there. I like Digglesby. I'm one of the few. I like Belly Drum, and I'm glad to see it.
Bro, I love Diggersby.
It's
Hey, you need
probably
better. You just slap a choice spin on it and let it quick attack. You're fine.
yeah. Digglesby is pretty cool.
Does
Zoroark's cheeky.
he have any outstanding weaknesses?
Mm,
He's got a fairy weakness going on here. His only resist is Steelix.
yeah, he's got because that's a hyper voice. That's a hyper voice. That's a hyper voice. Or Moonblast, and that's a Moonblast. Yeah. Fighting isn't the no, that's only 2.
3.
Who's the third one?
Savali.
Oh, you're right.
4 if you got Steelix. It counts Steelix.
And he's got Fake Out with Metacham. He's got good priority. He's got 3.
It's a good priority, but he's got a lot of weaknesses, which,
No
I
Cleric.
mean...
So if you get a status on him, it's going to be there.
Does Savali not learn... Does Savali really not learn, like, Cubo?
I've never used Savali.
I don't know. I'm about to find out right now. I'm bringing up showdown. So volley. Does it learn heal? It does not. I assumed it did. It looks like a Pokemon that learned heal bell,
Yeah.
and it doesn't. Well, okay then. Yeah, no cleric. That's gonna be a problem.
Especially if you bone that Medicham or that Halucha, you're kind of screwed. And Diggersby
Yeah,
to that extent.
but I think that's the. I want to say that would be the inherent risk of running hyper offense, but it's not. Um,
Oh, sorry.
so this guy's got two things to worry about. He's a um his lack of Pokemon diversity, only having 9 Pokemon. B, anyone who brings any utility ever can shut this guy down. So, not liking it. He might but he could still just win games just off of Tapu Koko and Halucha by itself.
Yeah.
It's kind of stupid, but other than that, this is it's like a C- team.
Is that the final thoughts? We moving on?
Yeah, I think yeah.
Alright, now we have the Brooklyn Bayleaves. And instantly, I like a few things in this team.
Bro, he's got my core from my. So when I first started making draft leagues, I would draft Mega Venusaur, Victini, and Suicune, which you replace Suicune with Rotom Wash. So I really like it.
I love the Sylveon and the Donphan personally. Those are two Pokemon I love using in Draft League. I love the Hyper Voice, and Donphan is just such a good Pokemon.
Yeah, he's running a bulky offense team, which I think skimming through all the teams, a lot of the teams were sort of going for that bulky offense theme.
And that's my favorite team. He actually has a spin in Donphan, and his only defogger is Rotom Wash, but he just have two total, and he's got two Rockos and Taco Spikes, already better hazard control and removal, in my opinion, than the last guy.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what his game plan is, he's always going to have to, he's got it. The problem is he has to dedicate Rotom Wash or he has to dedicate Donphan.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
you can't have a super diversity.
he does have a Clayoke and Sylveon, and I've never used Sneasel, but it's got priority.
Cecil's fine.
Yeah,
I like Cecil a lot.
and Donphan, of course, gets Ice Shot, which is just awesome.
I think it's a very good value tier 4 pick.
I can see that.
I guess one of my problems with this bulky offense team is I don't I don't know if there's enough bulk.
I think you have a Psychic weakness.
Seriously,
And you don't
this
have a.
one,
The only
two.
dark type is Sneasel.
Yeah, but he's got 3 resists. He's got Victini that resists Psychic, Excavalier, and then an immunity and Sneasel. So I think he's fine.
Okay.
Um,
I like
I think,
Escavalier. That's a cool Pokemon that you don't see very often. At least I don't.
yeah, Excavalier's cool. I think, I don't know. It's like his slowest Pokemon and aren't that bulky. They're kind of more offensive.
Escavalier is nice and powerful 20 speed.
But I think it can work. I think the
Do
team
you
can
think
work.
he can run a Trick Room with this?
Uh, no. Yeah, I mean yes, but um, it would have to be a week he doesn't bring Victini,
Mm-hmm.
or he's gonna have to put like a lagging tail or something on Victini,
Yeah.
so Victini can move last.
You could also save it. They'll just not use Victini when Trick Room's up as well.
Yeah, which I mean, I'm without looking it up, I'm assuming Victini does learn Trick Room.
I also think Rotom does too.
Okay, well now I'm looking it up. Does Rotom Wash actually learn Trick Room? I
It,
don't think he does.
it's a ghost type, and a lot of ghost types get it. I think.
No, he doesn't learn Trick Room.
Isn't that what is Victini then? Is Trick Room even an option?
No, I have to now switch my thing to Ubers. Okay. Trick. No, he does not learn Trick Room. Oh wait, Showdown's not even letting me. Hold on, I'm just kidding. Showdown's not even letting me look at any moves. Trick Room. He does learn Trick Room.
Well, that's
So
good.
so I think his I like it better than the first team. I think this team's got a lot of potential.
I like the Firewater Steel core, not Firewater Grass core a lot.
Yeah. I give this team like a somewhere between B and B plus.
Yeah,
I think it can work.
I think it's pretty
Wait,
nice.
how many Pokemon he's got? 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on, going back to B minus because he's got 9 Pokemon. It's gonna be easier to prepare for. Next team,
I got VAV. Is that what you got?
Valorous
Victini.
Victini. Hold on, I'm now just gonna be anal and count all the Pokemon I see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got double digits. That's better.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, First off, I want
Bro,
to
his
go look.
speed tiers are kind of everywhere.
That is a lot of hazards. That is wow. We got 4 Foggles, 2 Rockos, Spikes, and T Spikes.
Yeah. The 4D fog is kind of overkill. Uh,
He's got Clerics too.
yeah, but he doesn't have Rabbit Spinner, so either there are no hazards or he's just gonna have to deal with whatever the opponent puts up if he really needs hazards out.
Being fair, I don't see anything on his team that really that has a detriment from hazards other than maybe Scolipede and Mandibuzz.
Uh,
Except for maybe, I guess he has a poison type and a steel type to give it a T spikes. So
you're right. His team isn't super weak to any kind of hazards. Half his team is floating, so
yeah.
that works out.
Um,
Let's see here. Let's look at these.
does he not have a fire type, or am I just missing it?
No, he doesn't have fire type.
Interesting.
Which I think skimming through all the teams out of like the missing types tab, this guy has the least.
Yeah.
But I mean, the types fire is good against ice, steel, bug, grass. He's got other options to make up for it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got Scolipede for grass. He's got Mammoth for steel types. He's got I've already forgotten all the weaknesses. It's got Metacham for ice and rock, or
Yeah, again,
ice and
he's
steel. I
got
mean,
coverage. It's just kind of crazy to not see a fire type. That's typically a very common type. I like the Latias, Primavera, and Bronzong core. Those are all Pokemon I like. But no, Bronzong's great for screens. It floats, levitate, heat proof, pick your poison. Primavera, Water Fairy, that's just disgusting. And Mega Latias is Mega Latias.
yeah, his team is pretty balanced in terms of what we've seen previously, which were team one's going for hyper offense, team two was balanced, bulky offense. This is going for a balanced theme. He's got bulk, he's got offense, he's got some speed. It's he doesn't have the fastest mons, nothing breaching the 120 or the 130 tier even. But I think that's probably okay.
Does Steel still resist Dark, or is that changed?
Uh, Steel does not resist dark.
Okay, what about fighting?
Does fighting resist dark?
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yes.
Okay, so then he doesn't have that bad of a Dark. I was thinking a knockoff weakness because of Porygon too, and with Rotom and if Bronzong and Metacham, that'd be kind of bad. But and
I mean,
Latias because Psychic, so he does have I'd say a slight Dark weakness.
if you think he's got a flying weakness, because Superior, Scolipede, and Medicham are weak to flying, and his only resist are Bronzong and Rotom. And to be honest, Rotom's not really going to tank it because its defenses are kind of poo poo. So
Yeah, I don't typically see based Rotom.
it's good.
It's a spin
I think
blocker.
he's going to use it as a spin blocker. He's going to use it mostly for utility to paralyze or burn things,
Yes.
I would assume. Um,
So I would say flying is a problem. So he doesn't have his only electric type is utility and no rock type.
yeah, but I think that's okay because it's not like a lot of things get good flying coverage, and most people only draft one flying type.
Because rocks.
So yeah. So I think if you're going to have a weakness, you might as well make it flying because you can get away with it for the most part. And it's probably not no likely he's going to be running all three of his flying weaknesses on the same team. So
Yeah. Final thoughts?
um, uh, I'm leaning more towards a B plus. I'm still not liking these sub 12 Pokemon, but
I think this is the best team you've looked at so far, in my opinion.
yes. It doesn't have a lot of outstanding weaknesses. Its speed's good. Its bulk's good. Its offense is good. Um,
I might even give it an A. I really like it.
I guess you, a critique you could have is a lot of his Pokemon tend to be one-trick ponies. The most common set for superiors: Subleaf Storm,
Mm-hmm.
Scolipede that protect, Swords Dance, Earthquake, Poison Jab, or Megahorn or something.
Bronzong's gonna set up screens, and then sit there. Rotom's utility, Mana Buzz is kind of bulky, and Porygon 2 is Porygon 2.
But that's a minor gripe because it is draft and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
So
even if a lot of them are one trick ponies, they're really good at what they do.
yeah, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So
B
I'd give,
plus.
yeah, I'd give it. I don't even get an A, but I can see the B plus. All right, Mega Sharpedo.
This is the team I was looking at that is probably my favorite on paper.
Okay, so how's it controlled? Jesus, we got Magic Bounce with Espeon, Defog, Rapid Spin, 4 Rockles, and a Spikes.
This is what you want to see.
And in
Uh,
Cleric and Priority, we got 2 Wishels, 2 Heal Bills, E-Speed, Quick Attack, and Aqua Jet. This team is beautiful.
my first critique already is that his rapid spinner is the same type as his sweeper, being
Ooh, that is,
Sharpedo.
and that, yeah, that's electrical or grass type.
So that's kind of awkward, but he could probably deal with it because he has Celesteal, he's got Como, he's got anything that's ever been good ever on his team.
I will say that personally, if we're having, I think, such a grass weakness with the sweep on the spinel. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Having a low in Marowak as my fire type is a little weird, but it is a spin blocker and it hits pretty hard if I'm not mistaken.
Now that I look at it, this guy's going to be bringing Celesteal almost every week because that's pretty much his only bulky Pokemon outside of
Nidoking's
if
pretty
you,
bulky.
no, he's not.
Is he straight offense?
He's he's straight offense, and that's only when he's running Life Orb.
Life Orb Show Force, yeah.
Yeah, because he's got like his highest stats like base 102 attack.
Uh,
So
I mean, could Elliot get Storm Drain? That's kind of cool.
like really because of its unique typing, turns out to be pretty bulky. Togetic with Eviolite is very bulky,
Espeon's pretty specially bulky and it's a good cleric, and hits pretty hard, especially if you
but
spikes it.
it's like with Cradily and Togetic, they're not going to do anything back. They're just walls.
Doesn't I think
It,
Togetic's a cleric?
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
but
is.
I'm saying in terms of
Oh, offensive capabilities.
damage. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just going to use them as pivots.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and and I want to dock points because of that because like he doesn't have the speed to be a hyper offensive team, but at the same time, I really like Mega Sharpedo, Celesteela, and Como. Are Omni boosts allowed?
Omniboosts are not allowed.
Okay, well then Como should not be a tier 1 pick if Omni boosts are not allowed. Tier 2 tops. Tier 3 if you don't really like Como much.
It is quad weak to fairy, and who doesn't have a fairy type or fairy
True,
coverage?
but I
But
mean
it's still a pseudo, and it's still really good.
it's It's good.
It's personally my least
Uh,
favorite suit, but that's beyond the point.
it's not great, especially not with. But no, I take that back. It's good. Depends how you use it.
I really like his first 5 mons, and then after that, it kind of goes downhill.
No, I like Espeon.
I like Espeon too.
I like the gimmicks that he can probably run with Cradily if he uses Cradily
It's really
correctly.
unique. Yeah, I've never actually seen anybody draft Cradilly, so I'm willing to see what's up with that.
Um,
I do
the
not
thing
like
with
Hello and Marowak though. That's might just be me, but I think it's too reliant on the held item, and
I think it's fine. Uh, okay, the police are going by my house. Um, I think Alarm Merrick's fine because it hits so hard. He gets one good prediction and something is going to die or take a massive amount of damage. And I think when you look at his team, you could say that about a lot of mods. You know, he gets a good prediction and
with
gets a good Nidoking switch in,
yeah, Nido King's
something's
good.
gonna die. He gets a good Mega Sharpedo
Yeah, if you get
prediction.
Sharpedo set up, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, how are Megas handled in this league? So, like, is he allowed to sit in his base form and
He's
get a speed
I
boost?
don't think so.
Oh, so he can't get a speed. Ooh, let me see now. That might be a problem because Mega Sharpedo's good when you get at least one speed
One
boost on.
speed boost, yeah.
So I guess to get that speed boost to like cheat. Well, I guess they're doing it on Showdown. So is he forced to already have it pre-mega'd?
I don't think so. I hope not, because that would be whack. I'm pretty sure it's you bring it as the baby form and you have to Mega Evolve turn 1.
Well, he can still get the speed boost in, but then he has to rely on like Sharpedo taking a hit, and then at the end of the turn he gets the speed boost, or bringing it on something
Yeah,
on some sort of prediction.
and I think that's the place you bring it in a prediction, get the speed boost, then Mega Evolve.
Mm, God, I like this team so much on paper when I first glanced at it, and now I'm like, it's got some problems.
I still think it's one of the better ones so far. I'd say it's my second favorite. I think the one we looked at before is better.
Uh, yes. I'm still hovering around somewhere between a B minus and a B.
I give it a B
Um,
because it may be like we said about Cordelian and Togetic, maybe just be walls, but they're very unique wall typings.
Actually, I'm gonna go down C plus because I think a lot of this team is gonna be relying on really good switching and really good predictions. And since I don't know this person personally, I don't know how good they are at making predictions. So, on the assumption that he's average or lower, I'm going with C plus.
I'm saying we should at
If
least
that's
give him
harsh.
B minus because of the great hazard control and the great cleric and priority.
Um, I would say his hazard control is slightly above average, and that's just because of Espeon. Because his hazard control being Blastoise, the same type as Sharpedo, being
There is the
Togetic,
typing, yeah.
who
It's
is
also
kind
weak.
of
Isn't it? Is it pure fairy or fairy flying?
it's fairy flying.
Then that's another. That means another electric weakness for its.
And
Yeah.
I don't like hazard removal being weak to hazards. So like he brings Togetic in on rocks, it takes 25%. So that's just a personal gripe. Other people don't see it that way. If he but again C plus, but if he turns out he's really good at making predictions and doubles, then I would switch my grade to like a B.
Next we have me, and
A plus next.
let's actually talk about this because I'm not too happy with it, but
All
it's what I
right,
got.
you got you're running a pseudo Saiyan team, um, with Mega Garchomp, Regular Scizor, Azumarill. Hold on, how many Pokemon you got? 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. You got 10. I'm disappointed in you. Sub 12.
I try.
Um, you're the first person to have. Well, I don't like that Rotopede's weak to rocks, but you have decent.
You've played with leagues me before. You know I love my toaster.
You have a decent hazard control, and you have everything but um
Webs.
webs, which actually could have benefited your team because
Yeah,
your team is.
I was tempted to draft Arachnid, but it got taken right before it, so I ended up with Heracross instead, and I'm fine with Heracross. I have a fighting type or a bug, so
You know, if you had replaced Rotom Heat with Galvantula, uh, I think that would have been a pretty good trade, or maybe Magneton with Galvantula. I don't know what tier Galvantula's in. I'd imagine it's in tier
It's
two.
tier two. I mean, I think it's still out there. Before this goes live, I could change it.
But
uh,
let's look at team. Slow, but you're going for bulky offense. Let's look at your bulk. Azumarill can be bulky. You can run like that bulky Whirlpool Perish Song set. You can run what's its ability that lets it tank grass moves? Sap Sipper.
yeah.
Sap Sipper.
I love Azumo. Azumo is one of my favorite Pokemon, and it's so versatile. I love the typing. Like you said, it can be bulky, it can be offensive. It's just amazing.
Uh, Scizor can be bulky if you decide to run it defensive. Hippowdon, physical tank. Rotom Heat, it's tanky because of its typing, because it's not weak to Earthquake. Umbreon, just full utility and tank. Roserade can have some special bulk, I think. I think its special defense is like 90, without looking it up. Heracross is a good assault vester. Magneton's got Eviolite, and Claydol is a utility mon. Um, so you got like this decent bulk going on. Your best wall is probably Hippowdon,
Yeah.
and then you don't have a great special wall, which I guess you could dedicate to Umbreon,
Yeah, that's
which
kind of why I drafted it, but
would be okay. But I think people could see through it when prepping.
I figured between Rotom Heat and Umbreon, I could at least be decently specially defensive.
It's like your offense. I mean, your offense is great. All of your Pokemon aside from Umbreon and Claydol, pack a punch.
Yeah.
I did. I think I noticed on skimming through, you had a lot of ice weaknesses, but you also had a lot of ice resist. You have one, two, three, four weaknesses, and one, two, three, four. Yeah, you have four weaknesses, four resists. Uh, which I think could prove tricky when you're trying to, because of how common ice coverage is, HP ice,
Hmm.
ice shards.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to be careful. Aside from that, I kind of like it. Um, I don't know how. I'm guessing when you guys battle, what format are you forced to battle in? Is it like customs?
I think it's
Anything
anything goes. I
goes?
think it's anything goes.
Okay, I don't know how anything goes is going to work with, because isn't Gen 8, isn't the aren't the weather mechanics different?
I don't know.
Doesn't weather stay up permanently?
If it does,
I don't know. Generation 8.
I hope not. I don't feel like Weather War's coming back. Even though I'm drafted the Sand team, but it's beyond the point.
Um, I don't know. I'm going on the assumption that weather is not permanent. I just remember having a conversation with someone that weather mechanics had changed. I think it was with Pyro. Uh, so question mark on that. But going back to your team, I like it. You're just gonna, Mega Garchomp is gonna struggle because you don't have those webs. Um, you're gonna struggle a bit with speed control. Good predictions again. Mega Garchomp, kill anything it comes in on, pretty much. Your only real weakness is just speed control.
Should
Yeah,
I get
I
that
th-
bug?
I think if you want to try to get Galvantula, it would be a worthy cause.
But then I lose the
But
Coastal Bone. That's also my only fire type.
that's also true. You should just think about. I mean, there are other things that also get sticky webs you can look at. I think sticky webs would help your team.
I can try. Do you
Uh,
think Heracross is just kind of dead weight?
um, personally, no. I like Heracross a lot.
I also really like Heracross a lot.
Um, it's just your team falls sort of in this gray area with the other person, the second team's BRB, where it's like you have bulky offense, but I don't know if you're bulky enough. I think you are. I think you are just at the point where you are bulky enough. So it's going to be depending on how you play. Um, so I think I think you're hovering around the B. I think if you play well, this is definitely a B plus team.
Yeah, like I said, not what I went out to get, but I'm okay with it.
All right,
Moving on.
next team. Oh, this is
NC.
the Mega Houndoom
Yeah,
team.
this is the team that I remember you mentioned before we started.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
it's weird having Ninetales and Mega Houndoom together.
get that solar power. Well, I'm gonna say this much to start off with. I like to talk about Hazard Control first. I like Hazard personally a lot. We only got Defagos here, but we got three of them: three Rockos and T Spikes, and we
Uh,
have no Cleric. We have Healing Wish on Latias and Shadow Sneak with Duskanoir.
he doesn't need his most important goal is just to get hazards off the field
Yeah,
for Mega Houndoom,
and
and so he doesn't even need
Ninetales.
hazards.
Yeah,
So with this team, I'm completely okay with him not having a rapid spinner, him having three defoggers. I think him having three defoggers is really important. Um, I think the Empoleon pick is a little weird. I think when you're going for a Sun team, out of all the water Pokemon, I guess if you're going to choose a water Pokemon, you might as well make it something really bulky because a
I
water
really
Pokemon can get
like
nerfed.
Empoleon a lot. I like the typing, but when you're picking, that is very true. But hey, it gets some good stuff like Earthquake, Iron Head.
Speaking of Earthquake, that's five things weak to Earthquake, and it's one resist and two
Two
immunities.
immunities.
It's not very good. Uh, and everything gets Earthquake.
And if they don't get Earthquake, they get some other ground type move.
So he's gonna struggle with that.
Speed's kind of all over.
I mean, for the most part, his speed is pretty decent.
It's better speed than I have, that's for sure.
Yeah, while his team's trying to do something different than yours.
Well, yeah.
Um, this team is trying to be a balanced team that's focusing heavy on being a Sun team. Problem with that is again, it doesn't have great bulk. Gothitelle is kind of bulky on the special side. Latias is
I really like
generally
Latias.
bulky.
It's really good, yeah.
Dusknoir pretty bulky. Uh, and then Taboo can run like Assault Vest. Nidoqueen can tank a hit. His best Bulkmon is Empoleon, which is a weird thing to say.
And I like Empoleon, but I'm pretty sure it gets zero recovery. No, it gets Roost, I think. Take the back. I think it gets Roost.
Uh, maybe. I've never used Empoleon.
I've used it, I think, in one league, and I had it also had like another water type in it, so it really took second fiddle, and so I felt kind of bad.
Offensively, I really like it. I mean, I really like Mega Houndoom in general. I drafted it the one of the seasons I ran,
I don't
and
remember
I really liked
you ever
Mega Houndoom.
having it, but I might not have been there. I like Mega Houndoom. I think it's kind of gimmicky but fun. Not my favorite Mega, but I think he can make it work. We don't have a grass type, so no. Oh, we do have Double Bulu. I'm stupid.
Yeah.
I like the core between Houndoom, Bulu, and Napoleon. We got that Solar Power Heliolisk, and that's what I'm excited for. Is it Solar Power or Dry Skin, or is it both?
Both.
Oh, it's time.
Um,
Nidoqueen gets Flamethrower, Latias gets some fire move. Let's just shoot out drought boosted fire moves. Let's do it.
it seems weird. I don't know how to grade this team because it's balanced offense. It's got Gothitelle to trap things, which I'm assuming uh, Shadow Tag is legal, and that's why Gothitelle's tier 1. Maki.
I'd assume so.
Yes.
I think it is, yeah, because I think Arena Trap's legal, so yeah.
So I guess it can. I'm trying to think of things that would trap fighting types to save Mega Houndoom. Um, maybe trap some ground types. I'm not sure what kind of coverage. It might get grass knot. I don't know.
HB
Uh,
Grass.
so I think I would have to wait and see how this team does and how Blitz uses it. But if he uses it well, um, I don't know. I don't know. Question mark. I don't know.
It's very weird, but I kind of like it.
It's weird. It's like the first person's team where it's like offensively, it's really good. But this guy's got some bulk. I just don't know how well he's going to use it or how effective it's going to be. I don't know. Weather teams confuse me. Not a huge weather guy. Question mark.
I tend to like him, as you kind of saw. I hate him, but I kind
Yes.
of like him. Moving on.
At least you're not Nachi. You ran triple weather.
I forgot
It
about
was,
Triple
it was
Weather.
yeah. It was trying to run Zcast for him.
I really wish he could have pulled it off. I really do. I genuinely do. It was beautiful.
If he could have drafted more Pokemon, he probably could have pulled it off. But limiting yourself to 12 Pokemon, you know.
BAS.
All right, let's get to the Pokemon. All right, we broke double digits again. All right, this is guy.
I think it's Scaly.
This guy, in terms of offense, literally all of his Pokemon are scary offensively.
Well, I'm gonna
He's got
go ahead.
what is it? I'll say he's got Ditto, which Ditto. It's never like top tier in draft leagues, but is always the Pokemon you have to watch out for because he stops every setup sweeper. So you gotta be real careful.
Now I'm gonna do my standard going through the hazards. We got 3 Foggles, 1 Spinel, 2 Rockos, some Spikes. We got Wish, and with anything here, but no priority, and Florgus is the only cleric.
He's got Bird. He's got Bullet Punch and Scissor.
He does have Bullet Punch on Sizzle.
Yes, and
Scrafty
he can,
gets Sucker Punch.
yes, and then of course there's. You don't want to count it, but depending on what Ditto transforms into, you can also have.
Joe Black is a monster, will always be a monster, and that's there.
Yeah, I like Zeraora. I like Tornadus. I like Necrozma.
I like Tentacool. Tentacool is really cool.
Uh, this guy. I don't know what to call this team.
Whoa.
I don't know if I want to call it balanced. I don't know if I want to call it.
Missing Fire, Grass, and Rock.
I think of all the teams, I think I like this team the most.
I also really do like this team, but it's kind of hard to go wrong with Mega Sizzle and KB.
Yeah, his ball breakers are great. He's got good utility with Florgus. The Necrozma can do gosh darn everything.
Hey, there was all
So,
all Trick Room set off from the other team.
yeah. I don't see him running. I don't see him running Trick Room. Not with Zeraora and Tornadus on his team. And Kieran Black, 95. Not the fastest speed, but not slow enough to run Trick Room.
Yeah.
God, this guy. I might be feeling my first day. He just doesn't have.
It's really good.
Now that I'm looking at it, got a little bit of an earthquake weakness.
I was thinking the
Zeraora,
same thing.
Tentacruel,
Yeah.
1 immunity on Tornadus. But that's 1 to 2, so it's not even bad.
It had a
Gosh.
slight fighting weakness, but it should be fine.
He's got 2. It's 2 to 3.
Yeah.
It's 2 to 4 because Palestine's a ghost type, so he's
you're
fine
right.
on fighting.
That'd be fine.
So this guy, feeling my first, not even an A minus. I'm gonna go with an A.
Yeah, I really do like this team. I think this is by far the best thing we've seen.
I don't know what kind of battler Tark is, but if he plays his cards right, so far this is the team I would assume is going to win the season.
All right, DED. This is my sweet Rachi.
Oh yeah, the Thicklet team, the team that actually drafted Ducklet. All right, Mega Man.
I gotta start the
But
hazards, bro. We
okay.
got 4 Foggles, 3 Rockles, and that's it. And we have
Um,
a shit ton of Clerics. No, actually, only have 2. It's only Aromatisse and Jirachi, but he's got a lot of stuff.
yeah, I mean his team is
I like
I don't know.
Mega
I like
Manectric
it.
a lot.
I don't like Aromatisse. I don't like Aromatisse being his only fairy type. If
That
Aromatisse was a secondary fairy type, then I could see it having this niche use of Calm Mind or whatever. But it being his only fairy type, this was a I'm already at the end of the draft and I don't have a fucking fairy. Oh my god, help. Uh,
especially with I would like Steel Dragon Fairy Cools and have 2 great. I've actually run Jirachi and Hydreigon in my Steel Fairy Cool together, and it's amazing. But my fairy was Mega Dancy, and his fairy is Aromatisse, so I don't think it's gonna be as scary.
I hate to say he's going to be relying a lot on Eviolite Palestine to deal with dragons because that's his best ice type. And I mean, he can even run Choice Scarf Ducklet and hope like maybe an Ice Beam or something connects and kills. I don't know. I want to see Ducklet get a kill.
I think we all do.
Aside aside from that, Moltres, no one ever drafts Moltres because it's quad weak to rocks. But it's here. It's a bulky bird. A lot of people like to run it sub roost, toxic, and then a fire move.
Yeah, I've personally never drafted Moltres, but I'm happy to see it here because I think it's kind of underappreciated.
Um, I mean, he's got 40 fogger, so if he can just keep, you know,
Mm-hmm.
control of the hazards, I think Moltres is really going to shine. I think Moltres would be a really good Pokemon if it wasn't for the existence of Stealth Rocks.
Mm-hmm. I like Amoonguss. It's disgusting. It's Regenerator. It's Spore. Toxic. Just, hey, not gonna die.
I like the core of Mega Manectric and Mienshao as a Volt Turn core.
Yeah, that's really good.
Uh, Other than that, his team is not very threatening. All
I
right,
mean,
you
I
got
like.
Scarf Drachi with flinches. You've got perhaps a Hydreigon running Specs or
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Scarfed.
like those 2, and then I like the Volt Tone, and that's kind of it.
Me and Shao can throw out high jump kicks, and then it's like, well, you got. I mean, you got 4 Pokemon that can do, but it's not like something's the strongest Pokemon he's got is Hydreigon.
Yeah, man, Hydreigon is a monster, but
And more often than not, I see his Hydreigon being his Z user because out of all of his Pokemon, the only person that can use Z is Hydreigon, maybe Jirachi, and maybe
I
Mienshao
was gonna say
with a
Mienshao.
with a
Or
fight high jump kick.
we gotta also have Ducklet. Let's not forget about Ducklet.
Yeah, I understand why he drafted Ducklet, but I mean, we can pretty much discount it from his team, which means he only has 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 Pokemon. So once again, pretty easy to prepare.
Is Ducklet his only water type?
Yeah. Um. So that's also weird. Usually, bulky waters are standard on
Bulky waters
teams.
are so good, especially when you're rocking with this much. Yeah,
Uh, I'm not liking it.
I'm also. We got a Gligo and Amoonguss. 2 of your thickest walls were weak to ice, and so is Hydreigon, and you. So is that.
What's his bulk? His bulk is Amoonguss. His bulk is Gligar and Piloswine, which are 2 Eviolite users.
Ooh, uh, And you also have Ducklet that's also not another fully evolved. Which, why are you going to Eviolite Ducklet? Why am I keep talking about Ducklet? But
Uh,
knockoff.
um, Moltres is bulky, but then again, if rocks are on the field, it's lost half its health. If he can keep hazard controlled, if he can keep his hazards off the field, I think his team could do well.
I like
um,
parts of his team. I really like the Vote Swap core. I like the Drachi and the Hydreigon. And I like Amoonguss, but all together, I don't know if it really works.
I think as long as he can keep hazards off the field, I think his team can do pretty well. Don't think it's absolutely outstanding, but I think it's a B. It's a B team.
I wish this had a better fairy type. That would raise this so high in my mind. Because I do like it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. B.O.B. Oh,
Oh
this
yeah.
team.
Oh, the Mega Aggron team.
Yeah, the Mega Aggron team.
It's the first team to almost have a set of Pokemon that's like 12. This is 11. All right.
Alright, Hazard
So
Control. We got 2 Foggles, a Spinel, 2 Rockos. We got Granbull with Heal Bell, and some Shadow Sneakers.
I don't think you should put Quick Attack with Jolteon as priority.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even name it. That's a special attack. I love
Uh,
Jolteon, but I mean, if you want to, Mega Aggron is one of my favorite megas. So it's awesome. It's bulky. It's gonna sit there and it's gonna be annoying, and it has filter and it's great.
the first thing I noticed is that he has both Cofagrigus and Gorgeist. They essentially do the same thing. They're both bulky ghosts that try to wear people down with utility. I don't agree with that. I think you should get rid of Gorgeist because I like Cofagrigus more, anyways. And just try to get a low tier grass type. Even if it's what's the elemental monkey?
Pansage?
Yeah, even if he gets Pansage.
Pansage is so bad.
Yeah, but it's better than having a Gorgeist with a Cofagrigus. You know? It would be like drafting Raikou and Jolteon. Where Raikou is clearly the better Jolteon, but you just have Jolteon so no one else has it.
I mean, that's kind of a power move. I'm just saying.
I mean, maybe if you get drafted Trevenant. I don't know what tier Trevenant's in. Trevenant is kind of cheeky.
I'm personally a bigger fan of Goldgeist than Trevenant, but that's just probably just me.
But looking at his team, his speed is kind of everywhere.
I mean, yeah,
Like
Mence.
he's got a lot of very, very slow Pokemon.
Where's the fairy type? Granbull. Okay.
Granbull. I was about to say. I was like, I know that he has a fairy type.
Because I'm like,
People sleep on Granbull.
I personally don't really like Granbull. I've had this conversation with you, how you say it's good, and I'm still kind of iffy on it. But it's not a bad Pokemon. But as my only fairy type, it's kind of like the Flora Matisse from the last time, especially when he got such a great Steel type and one great dragon, one okay dragon. To not have a fairy to back that up kind of sucks.
Um, I don't know. I feel like this team's all over the place. This team has got like 3 ideas going where it's like,
Why is Goodra here? That's all I want to know.
normally, I tell people dragons. If you're going to spam any type in a draft league, you can spam dragon because dragon spam's effective. But dragon spam with Salamence and Goodra is not effective because
I like Goodra. I do. Not
I do too.
Mets.
Yeah, the Goodra doesn't have a place here. Gorgeist doesn't have a place here. He should trade those 2 Pokemon out. I don't. Archeops doesn't have a place here because everything Archeops does, Mega Aggron does better.
Well, Mets, yeah.
Yeah, between Mega Aggron and Salamence, Archeops useless. I like Emboar.
I like him. I was
Emboar's
gonna say Emboar's a cool guy. Yeah.
How did I think about this guy's team?
Why is Muck here?
Muck is all around a really good. Alola Muck is all around a really good Pokemon. And I'm not, it's got the priority of Shadow Sneak. It's got a really powerful knockoff. It's got Poison Touch. It's always good to whittle down your opponent. It's fairly bulky. Plus, I mean, offensive, dark, and poison
Poison.
are two
Yeah.
good offensive types to have. He's got, you know, if he's going to Dragon Spam, because between Alola Muck and Mega Aggron, he can deal with any fairy type that comes out. So
Yeah,
if he
it's
got
true.
Goodra if he wanted Dragon Spam, get Goodra out for another offensive Dragon type. I'm not sure, again, what Pokemon are where in your tiers, but I'm trying to think of another cheap Flygon even. Flygon would have worked better than Goodra.
D-Dance. Earthquake.
Uh, I think I like where this team could be with the right trades, but as it is now, this is the worst team I've seen.
Yeah, it's kind of... Who's the coach?
Uh,
Isorado? Isorado?
Isurdo,
Yeah, I love Aggron, and I like Mence, but I don't think it comes together.
I'm giving this team a D.
Yeah. Alright,
Uh,
Pack.
Heck, Passion,
I like the JoJo reference, automatic A plus, but honest, let's not talk about that. Well,
Passion.
hazards, we only got Foggles with 3 Rockos and Spikes, Toxic Spikes, and we have no Cleric with 2 Fake Autos and 1 Extreme Speed and Quick Attack from
Oh,
Mega Lop.
holy fuck! Okay, this team is all about. I need to draft a bunch of bulky Pokemon
Oh,
to support Megalobunny, which is going to sweep my opponent's team, and that is all you need. This team is fantastic. This is a If you're going to draft Megalobunny, this is the team you want to have. All this team is meant to do is just support
I
Megalobunny, and
kind
I
of
love
hate it because of how it's so. I like it.
it.
Alolan
He's got
Pudge is
good speed.
disgusting. Uh,
Alolan Persia works so well because that's such a free parting shot
mhm,
into
mhm.
Megalobunny.
It's so good. Oh my god.
He's got good. He's got 3 Stealth Rocksters and a T-Spiker. Oh man,
Yeah, I personally think you're right. This team is so good. Thunderous Therian, Clefable, Reuniclus, Regis. Oh, it's all so good. The only thing I will say that sucks is if you do burn Lopunny, you can't clear it with anything.
you kidding me? Clefable gets healed. If Clefable does not get Heal Bell, slap me and call me Willie. Hold on, let me look at Clefable. Clefable absolutely gets Heal Bell. Yeah, it does.
Okay, well then never mind. I think this team is fucking perfect.
Yeah, it does. Whoever's in charge of the dock, you should be ashamed of yourself.
It's
Just kidding.
this is a good team.
It's okay to miss some things. Yeah, this team's fantastic. Um, I almost want to give it an A plus. Um, he's
It's
got everything
so
he
good.
wants.
It's so good.
Now, okay, we have to talk about the scenario of if Mega Lopunny dies. If he gets outplayed, someone makes a good prediction, whatever, and Mega Lopunny fates, then we got to look at what's left on his team and can his team bring back a victory. Reuniclus is a very good Pokemon.
Alkanine is pretty good.
The problem is outside of Mega Lopunny, he is lacking some offense, which I mean adaptability
Hey,
to Dragalge is pretty
you could
decent.
Hurricanes from Thunderous Therian or Heart.
Is pretty decent. Reuniclus is pretty good. I think
I think it's the best team.
as long as this person is keeping in mind, can my team win without if Megalopody dies, and he preps with that in mind, then I think this person has a very threatening team.
I really do like it. I'd say A. What are you saying?
A plus with good planning.
Yeah. All right. CHC, the Charlotte Cubones.
Oh yeah, this is the Finny Latios team with Crocodile and Heatran.
Well, that is a fat hazard list. We got 3 Defogos, a Spinner, and a Rocco.
Um,
And Gardevoir is basically your only wish.
This person has the most controlled speed tiers out of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really fast, nothing super slow. It's there.
This is a personal gripe for me. I'm not a big fan of Heatran.
You are the only one. Heatran does everything. And out of his team, it's his best as a user outside of game. Um, I think it's fantastic, and I think looking at his team, it synergizes so well with Tapu Fini.
It really does.
And throw in Mega
Venus.
Latios, Venusaur. You know, I mean, I guess with how expensive his team is, he probably couldn't go for a Tangrowth. Assuming Tangrowth is probably tier 2, if Venusaur is tier 3. Um, if he would have had Tangrowth instead of Venusaur, I'd say this is a fantastic team. Otherwise, I still like it. Uh, skimming through it, I don't see any outstanding weaknesses. Maybe ice. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 ice weaknesses.
And
1,
one.
2 resists. 3 resists. Sorry.
Mm.
Because, I mean, Kabutops technically resists it. He might not resist it very well. Um,
Kabutops is a funny pick, but I want to see what he can do with it.
so I'm going to say he's got 2.5 resists for ice. Out of 4 weaknesses can be a problem. But I think looking at everyone's team so far, no one's drafted a good ice type besides
I
Mamoswine.
was just gonna say,
Mamoswine
oh,
can give this
Mamoswine.
person's.
Oh, and Kyurem Black.
Yeah, there's Cure and Black. So those 2 people will probably give this guy some trouble. That's when Heatran's going to come into play.
Bro, we saw Sneasel earlier. Sneasel's gonna carry.
Hey man, don't there was sarcasm in that. Sneasel could put in some work. After some chip damage on Latios, Sneasel kills. After some chip damage on Crook, Sneasel
It
kills.
was half sarcasm and half being, and the only other ice type I remember being was the Sneasel. Hell, I didn't draft an ice type, so what can I say? Uh,
Yeah, so far it looks like outside of those 2 teams, which I think I remember the guy saying this team is in division, so I don't even know if he's in the same division as those other 2 people. But this is the 3rd team I've seen where I'm like, this team can make playoffs. This is a good team. My gripes is because this team is so small, 9 Pokemon, nothing reaching that 120 speed tier because he's not going for like bulky offense. This is a balanced team. Um, that could give him some issues. I could see him having to run Crocodile Scarfed a lot, maybe Gengar Scarfed a lot to deal with those fast Pokemon that some of the other teams have, like Zeraora. But aside from that, if he can plan well, A minus team.
yeah, it's really good. Alright, ZAZ.
On the Mega Absol team. It's interesting. All right,
I
okay.
like Mega Absol, but it's sadly not the best. It's really, really frail.
All right, listen to whoever controls the tiers. Venomoth is not a tier 2 Pokemon. Venomoth has a gimmick of Sleep Powder Quiver Dance. It's not that great. It's tier 3 max.
It's a good gimmick, though.
Max. And if you're gonna have, I wouldn't be surprised if they put Vivillon in tier 2 as well, or tier 3.
Now, I'm going to have to go do something quick, so I'll be right back. So you holding the show while I'm gone.
Oh my god. I'm here alone. Okay. That's fine. Mega Absol, you got your Magic Bounce. He's got a good utility. You run Physical Special. He's a hard Pokemon to counter in Draft League. It's great. Xurkitree is probably going to be his dedicated Z user, and that's fine. Running Z Hypnosis. Look at the rest of his team. He actually kind of got a fighting weakness going on. He doesn't have a lot of resistance. He's got Venomoth, John Mega, Dusclops. That's not really enough. I guess Togus 2. That's 4. How many weaknesses did I say he had? 1, 2, 3. Oh, never mind. You're fine. You're fine, dude. That's great. Malamar is a weird pick because in terms of the dark side, you got Mega Absol. I mean, I understand superpower spam can work. I just think it's a weird pick. I guess it's a good knockoffer, assuming it gets
Alright,
knockoff.
I'm back. So, what have we talked about so far?
Welcome back. Well, we talked about how Mega Absol is a fantastic Pokemon.
I love
Zerkatree is
it,
going to
yeah.
be a dedicated Z user because he's going to want to run Z Hypnosis. Um, and that Malamar is a weird pick.
Malamal's here?
Yeah, he's got Malamar, which I
Huh.
understand. Superpower spam is nice, but it is a weird pick. But I guess it's tier 4 for a reason, so he might can make it work. Uh, I don't know what tier 4 is looking like in the league, but he's probably looking at his team thinking it was okay enough, and just picked up Malamar.
For Hazards, we got Magic Bounce on Absol. We got 3 Foggles, a Rocko, and Spikes. And Togekiss is your cleric with Absol and Dusclops as your priority.
And Shadow Sneak Dusclops is not killing it, so don't get your hopes. Um, if you're gonna have Venomoth, drop Yon Mega, and if you're gonna have Yon Mega, drop Venomoth. If you shouldn't even have Venomoth as a tier 2, you wasted your tier 2 slot. Um,
I like Togekiss. It's one of my favorite fairy types.
Togekiss is a fantastic Pokemon in draft. It can do a lot. I remember
Yeah,
watching in the GBA MV, he ran sub Focus Punch Togekiss, and it worked.
that's amazing. I love Togekiss. It's so much fun.
You can run some nutty stuff with Togekiss.
Tyrantrum, I am not a fan of. Personally, I know it's got that one really cool rock head head smash, but that's about it.
Mhm.
It's got D-Dance, Outrage, but I think there's better dragons for you.
Yeah, you could have gotten a tier 2 Dragon Dude instead of Venomoth, but then you waste your points of Venomoth. I'm gonna get off Venomoth. I
Venomoth
think Tyrantrum is okay.
is... Yeah, it's Venomoth. It's not the best.
Hey, that tier 3, that dude that we rated a D that had 2 Dragon types, Steph Gudra, if he had Tyrantrum, that would have worked.
It really would have. And that was a tier
That'd
3.
Yeah, that would have been fine. Um, Dusclops, I like Dusclops a lot. I think Dusclops is very
I
underrated
think
as a
Dusclops
Pokemon.
is better than Dusknoir, in my opinion.
I think they do. I think they do different things.
Agreed, but I
And
still think this is better. I think, at least personally, I have gotten more utility out of Dusclops than I have out of Dusknoir.
I would say that 9 times out of 10, I would probably pick up Dusclops, but I think Dusknoir is still fantastic.
Oh yeah, I can still vibe with it. Snorlax is here to do the one thing it does.
Yes, setup.
Yeah.
Start dropping those curses. Speaking of bulk,
Oh, Belly Drum. Belly Drum Rest is a thing too.
that is a thing. This person doesn't have any. His only bulky Pokemon is Togekiss and Dusclops. And he doesn't have a hyper
Snorlax.
offensive Pokemon. I mean, yes, Snorlax, but Snorlax
I
is really
mean,
gonna want a
Absol
setup.
with one Swords Dance is fine, and Tyrantrum with one D Dance is fine.
Uh, Tarantulas gonna need more than one D
If
dance.
I was looked at 71, I'm like, it needs at least 2, maybe 3.
It needs 2. Yeah, your speed tiers, dude, aren't great. Your only Pokemon over 100 is Mega Absol.
And
That's
that's
not okay.
a literal piece of paper. I love Mega Absol, but if it gets looked at with a fairy wind, it's gonna die.
When you sacrifice your speed, you want bulk. That's what you sacrifice your speed for, and you sacrifice your speed for offense, for slow offense, and that's not going to work out for you.
What do you mean?
Um,
Yomega's pretty fast. Zocatry is fine. Yeah, no, I don't like this team.
I
Uh,
like aspects of this team. I think, but I think overall this team does need a complete
look at the missing
rework.
types.
Fire. Oh,
Um,
All right.
I was just
So,
trying to find a steel type, but then I saw that.
all right, all right, Picanova. I don't want to insult you, but I want to give you my first F. You might have gotten a D minus if you hadn't drafted Venomoth, but you did. And
How do you not
uh,
have a steel type?
uh, for anyone who's listened this far, first off, bless you. You must be
Yes, thank
bored out of
you.
your mind.
Yeah.
Secondly, um, when drafting, you always want to draft at least one core. You either want Fire, Water, Grass or Steel, Fairy, Dragon.
Steel
And
Fairy Dragon. Woo!
this person has neither. This
They
person
had two
doesn't have both.
thirds of Fairy Dragon, but no steel type. But they don't even have a single Fire, Water, or Grass type. The, no bulky water.
This must be a case of I drafted the Pokemon I like. Not drafting with a strategy in mind. This is an F minus. This is the worst team I've seen so far. I would go as far as to say this is borderline the worst team in draft I've seen, because this is the experience league, so this is supposed to be full of people that have previous experience in draft league. This is a disappointment. This is a letdown. I would expect this at the beginner league.
Oh, we'll get to that later. Which I bet's probably still be better than this team.
If I find one team in the beginner league better than this, I declare a switch. Because I ran a D league before, full of new people, and some of them had some pretty decent drafts.
Yeah. No, and back when we played in that one league, didn't we get put in beginners in the Stomp? Because they didn't like our bulky offense teams.
Yes, but specifically, you and Pyro were both undefeated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was funny.
That was the league. That was the draft. I got sniped 7 times because I was trying to run a Trick Room Mega Camera Up team, and I got sniped so often.
I
It
think
was sad.
that was the season I ran Mega DNC. That was fun. All right.
But I still
You still
I
what?
still get heated over damage sniping my Mega DNC that one season. I'm still kind of heated about that.
I still enjoy the part where they had to make a rule to not let me have Jirachi 3 seasons in a row. That was my favorite.
My favorite was how no one in that league liked me, or liked how I drafted, and I always did well. So
Same.
whatever.
Alright, let's not talk about that. Monocle Metachams.
All right. We're looking at a guy with a very fast team.
I like Pidgeot. I like it. I like Infonate. I like Shaman. I like this team. Looking at it right off the bat. Hazards. We got 2 Fogos, 3 Rockos. Clerics. Oh, that's a lot. We have Aromatherapy. We got Comfy. And we have all of the priority you could ever want.
He does have a lot of priority. I'm just looking at his team. His team's got some weird mons you don't see drafted.
I don't see a dragon type. There's no dragon here.
He doesn't have a dragon.
Okay, so we just have fire, grass, water.
I would say you always need a dragon, even if you're not going for a dragon steel fairy core. Having a dragon's very nice, but
It's even if it's like one of the worst dragons, like Tyrantrum.
as long as you're not drafting Guzzlord. I tried drafting Guzzlord. That Pokemon's all.
But I think even like Dredagon instead of Togedemaru would have been a good call. I'm putting that thing's teal full thing's ass, but at least it's a dragon.
Dredagon is one of those dragons I see when you draft 2 dragons, because Dredagon is a support. It's a support mod. It's got a lot of utility going for it. It's got that rough skin. You want
I'm
to
just
run
saying
rocky.
the dragon typing would still be nice to have over a second steel type. And I like steel type, but I would have rather had a dragon.
But I mean,
Oh, a third
besides the whole
steel
dragon.
type. My bad. A third steel type.
Oh yeah, Togedemaru. Which I think Togedemaru is a weird pick. But I guess you can have utility out of it.
I like Slowking.
I think Slowking is a fantastic Pokemon. I think Comfey is one of those weird Pokemon where like I see a lot of people draft it. I see a lot of people like Comfey on their team,
I
but like
was originally
I,
planning on drafting Comfey, and I personally like Comfey as a backup fairy. This is his only fairy type.
no one tell me that. How's he gonna deal with? How's he gonna deal with Dragon types?
We also do not have an ice type.
Um, well, I just got completely caught off guard. His best ice options like HP Ice with Mega Pidgeot or Ice Punch with Metagross
Oh, Ice Punch on a phone name with
or
Iron
Ice
Fist.
Beam with Soaking. Um, all right, we're okay, okay. Okay. Now I don't know how to use it because I was leaning towards liking this team.
I really liked it at first, and then we kept looking at it.
Um, Fairy types usually are a must just so you have a good dragon counter. But I mean, there are other ways to counter dragons, and you don't have them. So
You can
Mega
resist it.
Pidgeot can Mega Pidgeot can deal with it because I can't
Hurricane,
think of
no
any.
guard.
Yeah, I can't think of any dragons off the top of my head that are going to resist a
Oh,
flying
I
move.
got one, and it's the last team.
Uh,
Tyrantrum. Boom.
Tyrantrum. Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, this guy's got Cortana, so Cortana can deal with Tyrantrum. I don't like how you have two grass types. I don't like Cortana and Shaman.
They do different things. I'm one of the few people I think that actually really likes Shaman. I think it's kind of underrated and really good, but I don't know why it's here. I do
I
like
would.
the Pokemon though.
I like Cortana or Shaman. I don't like Katana and Shaman.
I'm seeing a fire weakness too.
One, two, three, four if you're on Joystick on Toxicroak. Five, and then you have one, two, three resists. Oh, great. He does have a fire weakness. Um,
Terrakion is a cool Pokemon.
that's all you have to say. Dracion's cool. Um,
I mean, it's got Sacred Sword, Rocks, Stone Edge. It's Terrakion.
okay, this team's got some good offense. It's got very decent speed tiers. It's got a lot of priority. Um, it's got some good clerics, like with Comfey. It can even, I guess it could wish pass with Slowking if you really wanted to.
I like Toxicroak. It's one of my favorite poison types. It's pretty mixed. It can set up and physically it's got nasty plot and swords dance. Um, good coverage.
But he's
Pretty bulky.
missing. He's missing a type coverage. He is missing, like when he's prepping teams for teams. There are just some Pokemon he just can't deal with, and he's going to have to hope he can whittle them down. He's going to have to hope that Mega Pidgeot really carries him through. Maybe hopes that Terrakion really carries him. Um,
Does Terrakion get Dragon Claw?
I don't think so. It might get Outrage.
Oh yeah, one of the dragon moves.
Uh, no, it gets HP Dragon.
Does Infernape get dual chop?
No, I mean I'm gonna look it up, but yes,
There's your dragon
actually it does.
coverage.
I guess. Dude, you have what could be a very solid team. You just need to make a couple trades. Give it a Shaman. Give it a Togedemaru for someone that's not a steel type and is an electric type. Um,
Get a dragon, maybe another fairy type.
yeah, see if that dude who has the Gudra will trade you Shaman for Gudra. I don't know. It would work.
Gujo would be great in this team.
Gudra will be just fine on this team. And that person could probably use Shaman anyways. So As it stands, this is a D team.
I'd give it C minus because Terrakion's still good, Mega Pidgeot's still good, and I think he can work with it. I don't
I
think
don't.
it's a D.
I don't think you can work with it. I see this. I see this team getting swept by most. Um,
Dragons.
Everyone that wasn't. Who was the team we gave the F to? Was it the last team?
I think it was the last team. Yeah, it was the last team.
It was the last team,
ZAZ.
and they don't have a stop to tantrum. So I mean, the F team could probably beat this guy, but I still think for everything else that's good about this team, besides your weakness, not having Dragon, not having Fairy,
And the fire weakness.
D. You got D.
I think we made it to the last team.
Vietnam Venomoths.
Or at least the last
Oh my
team.
god, it's a Mega Pincer team. Who let this person draft all these Pokemon? This is just first glance. First off, who said Electros was tier 4 and not tier 3? Because Electros is a fantastic book. Great pickup. I haven't even looked at the rest of your team. Great pick.
That is a great pick. I'm gonna start off with Hazards.
Out of everyone's tier 4s, you have the best tier 4s.
What
All of your Pokemon are great.
Those are really good tier 4s. We got 3 Fargos, 2 Rockos, and Spikes. And we got Wish, Heal Bells, Pranksters, 2 Pranksters, Fake Out, and Quick Attack.
Yes. I'm glancing at your speed. Your speed's kind of all over the place. You got some Pokemon dipping in the 50s, and then your fastest Pokemon's Whimsicott. It's kind of weird when you're running Mega Pinsir.
Hey, we have a Bulky Water. Haven't seen one of those in a while.
No one drafted Suicune. No one drafted Suicune. This is the last team on the experienced, right?
I took Azumarill. I'm sorry. I like Suicune, but I like Azumarill.
Well, you know what? You're gonna be regretting that. You're gonna be wishing you had Suicune.
I'm gonna be wishing I had Suicune. You know, maybe.
But anyways, speed. Mega Pinsir is one of those Pokemon that really likes sticky webs, or I guess really likes bulk. And you have melodic. You kind of have licky.
There's the one, the only, Lando T.
He does have Lando T. Rep Lando T in Gen 8.
I'm not even sad. I'm genuinely happy. I hate this Pokemon.
He's got Mew, which Mew is arguably the best Pokemon in draft. Period.
It's so good.
And since I'm gonna throw it out there, I haven't said it yet publicly. I don't like this whole anyone can be a Z Crystal user. And looking at this team, he's got a lot of Pokemon that can run Z moves.
Yeah, I was also not a big fan of that, but at my league, it's pretty cool. The team is. I just don't like the fact that I can get Z moved for any moment.
Vietnam Venomoths.
I think he's the coolest logo so far.
It's an actual logo.
Yeah, mine hasn't gotten back yet. The commission's taking longer than I hoped.
I mean, he's got great value picks. He's got Klefki for the screens that Pinsir are really going to want to enjoy and really want to abuse. I'm assuming Mewing Z is legal, and Mew is going to destroy somebody.
I don't even know what Mewing Z does.
I've never used it because it's always banned, but it kills people. Just assume that it kills people.
Hey, guess what?
What?
There's no dragon.
It's fine. He's got Mew.
Yeah, it's definitely not as big of a detriment. And our fairy type is we have Whimsicott and Klefki.
He's got Whimsicott, Klefki. He's got Mew.
He'll be fine.
And I mean, he's got Pinsir, so like he's got ways. He's unlike the last person. He's still got ways to deal with dragon types that isn't your conventional. Look at my high tier fairy type.
I love high tier fairy types. I like Weezing. It's a cool Pokemon.
Wow, Weezing's great. Whimsicott's great. Licky Licky, I've never seen drafted in my life.
Fine. And that scares me and excites me.
Um, I,
Electros is free. That's the cheapest, best value thing ever.
I would if this if I join this league next season and they don't raise Electros, I'll just draft 4 Electroses. I mean, honestly, it's a fantastic. It's a it's great. It does everything. It's great.
It has no weaknesses.
It has no weaknesses. You can run it physical special. You can run it utility.
The
You
coverage is
know,
amazing.
it's one of those Pokemon that's hard to prep against because you don't know what it's going to do.
I like how the team that has Lando T, the thing we keep talking about is Electros. Uh,
Well, it's because Lando T is Lando T. Lando T is fantastic. Whoever let you draft your first 3 Pokemon someone should have realized, like, okay, you picked up Mega Pinsir first, all right, and then somehow Mew wasn't drafted round 1. I don't understand that. And then you got it round 2. That's amazing. That blows my mind. This team, this team might be the second best team. I mean, that Mega Lot Bunny team was really good, but if anything's going to beat the Mega Lot Bunny team, it's this Mega Pinsir team.
yeah.
God, you got Mew, Lando T.
It's definitely an A. It's definitely an A. I like this team.
This probably is my favorite team. His name is Evo Lord, and that shows with what kind of team you drafted, my dude. This is an A+ team.
This is so good.
This is a very good team. You just gonna want to control hazards, but you've got 3 really good defoggers, so hazards aren't even going to be a problem. Because the most important thing about Mega Pinsir, besides maybe wanting to have a sticky web, is to get rocks off the field. And you've got Lando T, who's a great defogger. Mew, he can do literally everything, and then Whimsicott. So this is great. And you can bring all 3 of those Pokemon every week, and then your opponent's going to have a hard time deciding what Pokemon's deciding to do what. You have a lot of versatility on this team. You have a lot of Mons that could do a bunch of different things. So, A+ team.
Well, wrapping up, let's put in order from best to worst.
Oh, sure. Here, should I type in the predictions chat to give us a preview of our predictions?
If you feel like doing that.
Borkipu and Maki.
Shall I end the video?
Sure.
Well, this was all predictions, and yeah. Hopefully we do.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys aren't get swept by either Megalop Bunny or Mega Pinsir. Have fun with that.
Yeah.